Hey guys, Dan from Trading with Dan here. Hope you guys are all well. Coming at you from sunny, warm England. Not really, I'm just kidding, it's freezing outside. Um, Straight over to the Bitcoin 15-minute DMT chart, the time frame that we are now going with, not the 10-minute. You can see we're still in this uptrend. We've had a good move up. Looks like we've temporarily topped out. So we are eyeing up the short trade, and according to the DMT indicator anyway, we're looking for the short trade. I am actually, the DMT indicator with the Autobot is one of the strategies that I trade, but I also have a manual strategy that I trade also. And then I actually think this is looking quite a bit like a potential double top here. So I was averaging into a short position basically over 9,000. So I've got some fills just over 9,000, some near 9,100 and some just over 9,100, and then I got some at 9,160 as well. I'm actually looking at that, and then obviously if we hang around here and we don't push up further, and then this DMT sell line comes higher up, or we move down to meet that sell line, I would then also take more of a short position then if that happens. If we look at some of the bigger time frames, let's say if we have a look at the daily time frame here, let me just X that out a bit. You can see here we had our top there. Let me zoom this in. We had our top. We had a descending wedge pattern play out with the reaching the top of the target, and then what I expect is a potential move now. And you can see we've got a doji candle on this daily. So if we the more textbook trade would be to take the short when we break tomorrow, if we break underneath the bottom of this of what this candle closes at. Obviously we don't know what that close will be at the moment, but assuming it's like this, so a close of basically not a close, but then once we start trading under 8,900, but if that happens, I'll probably sell more then. And it's quite relatively easy to manage risk by. It's just around this area, around the 9,500. I'll accept that that's too far up to be a double top, and I'll get out of the trade. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting that to happen. So we'll see what happens with that trade there. What I wanted to look at, if you look at this overall move that we're having, the overall move we've had from these lows we had here, to me, this doesn't look like enough volume in this rally to be taking us out of this bear market, out of this bear trend that we've had. If you can see here, we've obviously got declining volume this whole time, and you would sort of need, you would basically want volume to confirm the price. Price, volatility, and volume are the three things you'd want to be confirming what was going on with the price. So if we do look at, like, if we go back to when we capitulated down in 2018 here from 6k, you can see there was a lot of volume there, a lot more than, obviously there was the declining volume, and then we got like a good uptick with a lot more volume. And then if we look at when we actually broke out of this bull market here, broke out of this this sort of bottom, this bear market area, this bottom of this bear market that we had, 2019, start of 2019, you can clearly see the volume is picking up. I don't know what that was. Oh, that's I do know what that is. Let me just get rid of this a second. It's a shift pitchfork. Sorry. You can see now I've got the right one, and you can clearly see there was an increase in the average volume. Literally to where we got to the top here, and then that's the point where then volume comes down. So so that is another reason why I don't believe that we are breaking out breaking out basically of this falling channel. This is obviously a falling channel, so I don't believe at the moment we are, because volume doesn't confirm that, and we have got a nice, as it stands, potential textbook double top here. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. Yeah, like I said, I have got my bot set up with my orders not with my orders, but the bot that will sell when obviously we break where this line will be. But yeah, I mean in the short term, you can see we've got a broadening wedge pattern here, like this here. So I mean, we could easily bounce off this bottom and go back up to the top again, in which case and well, obviously I've still got orders to sell around 9,200, 9,300, or we will break down from here, which I think is the more likely scenario. So yeah, yeah, looking at wider markets as well. Yeah, gold, got the gold market. In fact, we'll get it up if we want, and we'll get it up on here. Just 1 second. The gold market. We've actually got a sell in the 15-minute gold here. Yeah, I believe if you look at the daily for gold, I think gold is potentially topping out here. It's going to have a temporary, just a call off basically. It's not necessarily going to go down and start a new bear market in gold, but I do think that we're gonna trend down a bit and possibly back through this 1500 level. Maybe I mean realistically, gold can test anywhere, even down to this well, old resistance turn support here, anywhere around the 1375, which just seem a long way away, but that move can certainly play out, and we're still going to stay in a bullish formation with gold. I mean, you can see the ascending triangle we've got going on here, and just to obviously break that, come back and test the top of that, and then keep it, and then go back up. I mean, that's not something that is at all uncommon. Yeah, just looking at the DMT signals for this daily chart. Yeah, we had the buy and the profit, a sell and a profit, a buy and a stop loss, a sell and a profit, buy and a profit, a sell and a stop, buy and a stop. Yeah, so it's been hit and miss, but I wouldn't trade this on the daily just purely going for those profits. I would be looking for bigger moves when I'm taking obviously daily positions. But yeah, so speaking of that anyway, I'm also gonna have a look at some of the equities, some of the shares, some of the companies that I trade also, using the DMT. I don't use this as an auto bot. I will monitor the charts, obviously, because you will know when you're coming close to the sell line, and then you can set your orders in and you stop loss and you take profits. And then because I do this manually, I do find it easier obviously then just to set a partial take profit. So what I'll do is I'll take 50%, and then let the rest run with a stop loss at basically is a stop. It's not a stop loss because I'll get it at the break even. So yeah, so that's what I'll do with stocks. But yes, as you can see on here, I had to sell in Luckin, so I was short there, took half my profits there, and was actually taking out the trade for the rest there. I had a buy here, took half my profits there, and then yeah, this did run up pretty well afterwards, and I think I ended up taking profits around one of these dips here, which was obviously really premature, but they're just trades, and I'll just look for the next trades. We had a sell, the profit, and the break even, a buy, then a profit, and then a break even for the rest. We had a sell, which was a stop out. We had a buy and a profit, and then a break even for the rest. A sell, which was a stop out. Yeah. I did. That was a stop out. I did take. I don't think. Yeah, basically, I didn't lose the full stop out because I actually was sold. I was sold. I had my orders in to sell. What was that level there? And yeah, then a buy, then a profit, and then obviously that market then ran. So yeah, that's Luckin Coffee, symbol LK. So that is one of the shares that I trade. Tesla, obviously, everyone's got to trade Tesla, haven't they? Tesla's the wild horse of the stock markets at the moment. I mean, just a giant short squeeze basically. The company is obviously, I don't want to say anything about what the company, I mean, it doesn't produce enough and sell enough motors to warrant its valuation. So its valuation is just based on storytelling. But that is how markets are really at the moment. But yeah, so I had a buy, took part of my profit, and then carried on running that a bit. A sell, took part of my profit, and then stopped out. Where was the last one? Yeah, buy. This was a good one. This one ran quite a while. I stayed in this trade. I took half profit. Stop loss break even, and then ran the rest for quite, I can't remember where I did get out. I actually don't think I got to 400 because I was thinking surely you can't go to 400, but it's gone way past that now. A sell, then a profit. What did we have? We had we had a buy. We had that stop, but that was a gap up anyway. But I actually didn't take that stop. And I did run it to a profit. Not that's a good thing to do. And then I got the rest of it down there. I didn't take the stop because I think I got in obviously on the gap up. I literally got in on the open of this, and I just obviously after such a big gap up, I just expected bigger volatility, so I increased. I just increased where I had my stop. Yeah, buying the profit, a sell, and a stop, but it wasn't obviously too much of a bad trade. Buy profit, sell profit. So you can see Tesla. We had some great trades with the DMT indicator on Tesla. So that was fantastic. Beyond Meat is another great one. Beyond Meat, another great fairy tale fantasy story. Yep. Yeah, I don't really want to go into it too much, but yeah, they're basically their product's not the healthiest, product. So yeah, so we had a buy. I wasn't actually. I mean, what have I got this set to? I've got this set to a 3% stop. So I actually have my stops a bit wider than that when I have these shares on. I do usually play these in the way just until we basically turn into a sell, then I'll get out and I'll try and run a lot of the rest of the position. So yeah, but this was interesting, this rally. If we go to the 1 hour, I wasn't really expecting this at all. Let me kind of zoom this out a bit. Should go to the daily. Yeah, because we had pretty much what is in effect our bubble burst, and now obviously we're going. I expected us to be down or stay around here, but we've gone for like a good run here. But again, I think this is a short squeeze. When you trade markets, you have to appreciate the size and volume of positions and people that will be short, that are opposite, and those shorts covering are as much a driver up of markets, or people buying and then getting squeezed out to the short side are much a driver down of markets. So yeah, I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, did get some good profits on it. But yeah, I was literally dying to short this. But yeah, it was basically the end of the lockup period. Is obviously an IPO. This is where it started trading. So the end of the lockup period when some of the insiders could start selling, and like the initial the people, the entities that initially funded could start selling. That's when that was when we obviously then started to go in this down trade. So let's go back to the 15-minute chart. I'm sorry about these noises. Hopefully they'll stop messaging soon. Yeah, so we had that buy. We had the sell, then the profit. We had a buy here and a profit. We actually had a sell, but here, sell and a stop. A buy here, which didn't really amount to a lot. And then a sell here and a profit. It was a close one. A buy, then a profit. A sell, and it would have been not a stop, but we would have got out of that trade. A buy, but I didn't buy there. I bought here, so I did actually get out of half my position, and then I stopped at break even the rest. A a sell, and then yeah, I can't remember what happened with this one. In all honesty, that was November. I do know that I've made money on all these companies anyway since I've been trading them using this strategy, basically taking 2% off, half the position off at 2%, changing the stop to break even, and then just using my own judgment when to take the rest off. A lot of it will be based on not a lot of it, but sometimes it will be based on I won't have too many open positions, especially not in the same direction. So I will, if another one is looking like going to a good buy and I'm already long some but is in a lot of profit, I will then sometimes just take that risk off and then put the new one on. Yeah, over to Netflix. A buy and then a profit. A sell here, which was actually a stop. Netflix is another interesting company. A buy and then a profit. A sell and a stop. We had a buy here and a profit. A sell, and we didn't really do much with this one. A buy, then this was a good one. Buy, then a profit. Sell, a sell, and a stop. Where did we sell them from? Yeah, so sold. I'm not sure. But I trade these. I actually only trade these shares on 2x, 2 times leverage. So they are often. I can like have the stop wider because then I do run a lot of the profits, and yeah, so then I buy here, sell there. Yep. So yeah, Boeing. It's another interesting company. Yeah, so you can see you might see a pattern with the companies that I try and trade. I'm sort of looking for the ones that have the volatility in both directions. So the controversial companies that are not just gonna just creep on upwards. So yeah, so a buy here. So currently in a long for this, as much as I don't particularly want to be. But yeah, and a sell, then a profit. Buy, then a profit. Sell and a stop. Sorry, there was a sell and then that flipped to a buy. That stop was actually from this buy here. A sell, yeah, a sell. This a sell and a profit. But yeah, it's a British Airways, and the last one is Disney. Disney is another one of the ones that I trade. So sell then a profit, and a good running of that one. A buy, then not too much happened. A sell, that wasn't too bad a one. I'm not sure why it's not saying the 2%. Obviously didn't get to the 2%, but I didn't lose money on that trade. I remember what was that? That was this year, January. I didn't lose money on that one. A buy here. Yeah, so I mean, you obviously, everybody has to trade their own risk management. Obviously has to assess what is their risk management, where they're going to take profits, how they're actually going to run their trading. But yes, like what I'll do, I just like to have free trades. So I'll have the buy or the sell. If I get to the 2%, I'll take the profit, half the profit, and then I'll let the rest run as long as I can let it run for with a stop loss at break even. So even the stop loss at break even it's not a free trade. Then it will be a profitable trade because I've already taken half of it off at 2%. So obviously overall the position will be a 1% profit. But obviously there's the potential opportunity to let the other part run, and that's what works for me really. I always find it difficult keeping a whole position on or averaging on side with shares, at least anyway. I mean, I do average on side with Bitcoin. I actually prefer to do breakout trading with Bitcoin average on side because it's mainly because I trade it on higher leverage than I do with shares. So I'll just keep the share on, let it run, and then yeah, rather than with Bitcoin, it's a bit more of a faster moving market, isn't it? So and obviously with the higher leverage that is available, obviously there's higher leverage, but the access to the platforms that we have with Bitcoin, I think do lead themselves to more aggressive trading. But yeah, so that is the DMT indicator, proving that its versatility with shares, with equities, these main ones that I look at and do trade, and you can see they are profitable indicators. You've obviously got to have your own sort of trading strategy and risk management, but if you do, then you can see that it is very, very useful way to trade. So yeah, any questions or anything, definitely let me know in the chat. Not in the chat, sorry. In the well, you can let me know in the chat in my Telegram channel. There is a public chat Telegram channel. But yeah, just if you comment on the video, and then you can let me know any questions or any other markets you want to look at. I do also trade forex and commodities as well as quantities and indices as well as these. So I'll do a video on some of my trades, on some of the markets I trade and the trades I took with those. But yeah, that's that for this video. So like I said, back over to Bitcoin real quick. Like I said, I am actually currently short based on my larger time frames. And then yeah, so I'll be looking to, hopefully we'll break down, hopefully for me, my position and my view. Obviously it's not necessarily hopeful for people that just want Bitcoin to go up and up in a straight line, but yeah, hopefully for my view, my trade at the moment, I'll believe we will come down. I'll sell some more around here, and then yeah, then let this trade run. See how we get on, basically. See how I'll manage the risk of that trade as we go, and I'll keep you guys updated. So remember, again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for educational purposes only. Trading is very risky. Don't invest money you can't afford to lose, and yeah, and the rest of my disclaimers in the description. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. Yeah, I will be back again soon with some videos on some 3 commas setups that I've got, and also another indicator that I use as well for Bitcoin as well. So yep, I'll speak to you guys soon.